What's happening, y'all? New video. Sorry I ain't been updating, guys. I'm making y'all. I'm finna make like two. Probably finna make like four tonight. But I just wanted to talk about this race shit, man. Uh, Now I know a lot of people out there are probably tired of getting beat over the head with this because of social media and stuff like that. I understand that, but this is a serious fucking issue, man. I tell people, the days of old are coming back, bruh. Um, I say this number, and people get angry, and a lot of y'all are probably gonna get angry about this number, but it's just the truth. 10% of white America, just 10% of white America, is not right. It's not racist. It's not prejudice. And when I say racist, see, this is what I mean. I don't mean just walk up on a black person and call them a nigger. I mean like they like the way that society is set up. It seems as though white people are the victim and white people are the ones are like the ones who are in danger, but they're not. Black people are in danger, bro. When I say racism, I mean kill. Like it's not too long ago in this country, bro. You could kill somebody that look just like me, bro, and you could literally get away with it. They wouldn't even do no motherfucking investigation. Police come, just write that shit off as nothing. Take the body and throw it into a motherfucking, take it to the goddamn, uh, what you call it, the morgue. That's it, man. They give you a little funeral, and that's all you pretty much get. You know, I don't think a lot of people realize that, and that's what I mean. Like, we getting into a time where people are starting to wig out, bro. You got all these motherfuckers. And I mean what I'm finna say right now. The new terrorists. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells you. The new terrorists in America are white men between the ages of 18 to 30. I'm actually gonna say 16 to 30. We could go a little younger, but I'll just say 16 to 30. And the reason I'm saying that, I'm not saying those are the only. That's the only age demographic in the Caucasian race that's racist. And when I say racist, I mean has like a bloodlust to murder. I just mean those are the people who are like, see, those are the ones. And I'm not gonna say they're not pussy because they are pussy. Because when these motherfuckers shoot people up, they usually run somewhere and hide or throw the gun down and put their hands up to cower away from getting killed, even though you just killed people. So these are the ones who like to snap, you know. And I'm not, I ain't gonna put it just on, white people. I think 90% of black people are fucked up. Not in the way that they're racist, but like a lot of black people, like for America to just like America's like a lot of people realize this and a lot don't. America is a machine. Like racism isn't like a byproduct of putting a lot of people together and then problems just starting because people look different. Racism is actually part of the the fuel that keeps America going. If there was no actually racism in America, dude, there wouldn't really be no America like the way y'all thinking. In a way that like the Congress and all the laws are set up. You know what I'm saying? Like the way, you know what I'm saying? It's like an obstacle. Like if you was to kill somebody in this country, like the likelihood of you getting away with it because the way so many, like, you know what I'm saying? We have so many different law organizations. We have so many different. Damn, I just kind of got lost up in that. But I think I kind of get what I mean. Like if there was no racism in America, dude, there wouldn't be like the United States flag, a lot of shit people don't know about. There wouldn't be no democracy where Americans could go to other countries because that's set up really for white people. I'm not saying other people. I'm not saying anybody can't travel. I'm just telling you what these things are set up for. The reason that we all get to do it because we all contribute to America. You know, it's just like back in the day when they used to put Negro on your they used to put Negro on your birth certificate to separate you from everybody else, like from a white person being born. They took that off because now everybody's a slave. You see, you get it? See, you understand what I'm saying? Now everybody, now Negroes aren't just slaves. Everyone is slaves because everybody contributes to America. And gets out a little bit, but there's only a 1% of America that's actually successful. So, you know what I mean? Most people contribute and don't get back. Most people don't get back what they contribute. Most people just contribute and don't get back. You know what I mean? Most people put a lot out, and more people put a lot out more than people get a lot back in. Is what I'm trying to say. You know. I just and I don't mean just like black and white. I mean like Hispanic, Asian, Korean, every race, bro. You know, everybody, Arabs, and anybody that's in America. You know, and I just need not just black people. You know what I'm saying? It's all contributors, and white people contribute too. But I'm just saying, like white people. I know there's a lot, except the 10%. Pretty much that are where we are. They're in the barrel like we are. They have to work a 9 to 5. They have to go to work and pay their bills. They don't really get no special treatment. The cops can fuck them over. They get fucked over by jobs all the time. They get fucked over literally in society. People don't give them anything. You know, that's what I mean when I say the 10% of Caucasians, because there's 10% of Caucasians out here struggling. Don't get it fucked up. There are a lot of poor whites that are more racist than rich whites, but I think you understand what I'm saying, because you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say the 10% is just, all right, well, yeah, take back what I said, because I'm not going to say the 10% is just all broke, because you got some people, they're not really rich, but they're probably middle class, you know, they're living decent, and they don't feel like that. Like, and what I mean by that is when they were born, and they heard the story, you know, the relationship between black and white people, they thought that was fucked up, like, oh, okay, we did that to them, but when they pay us back, and it's like, oh, they didn't, and they're not going to. But we can fuck them over whenever we want to. That's just how that happened. That's just how that happened. You know, there's a few white people that hear that and say, "Oh, that's bullshit." You know, but most hear that and say, "Oh, fuck them, cool. We get to hurt motherfuckers and not can get away with it." So, you know, or have a reason. We have somebody to take our hate out on if we ever want to go back to being stupid and ignorant and being monsters. We got something to go back on, and then it won't even be looked at as crazy because that's the history of our people. That's the history of how this country got started. You know what I'm saying? That's another thing people don't realize. Politically correctness makes it seem like people who are racist are just like these stick-ass people that are crazy. No, motherfucker, those are the people who actually fit into society. You know what I'm saying? As far as where we are in America. It's the people who were the stick-outs. The motherfuckers who got killed and shit. So a lot of motherfuckers back in the day that was freeing slaves and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And they got killed for it, white people. They literally wasn't down with that shit. They didn't trade nobody. They went and freed people, and they got killed, and their families got killed for doing that, man. And they don't ever talk about that in history. And there's also a lot of black people who didn't go into slavery. They got up off that ship and they took their ass off. I don't know how. Now, but as the Most High told Abram in the scripture, there was gonna be 400 years and no one would escape. So those people who didn't go into slavery, they eventually got lynched anyway. You know what I'm saying? They got paid. We all got paid back. Nobody escaped slavery. You know what I'm saying? Even the people that escaped, like, I guess what you could call the slave trade, they still got killed. They still got brutally murdered. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Raped, whatever. You know. So I didn't lie about that. But, you know, back to the main point of what I was saying about this race shit, man. It's only going to get worse. If you're watching this video, if you watch my videos and you a black person, and I'm not just saying any person, and I'm not saying go out here and be ignorant and have hate in your heart and be negative, but just watch your back, man. Realize the times we're going into, that Caucasians are the minority, and they're pissing them off. Not all, some, because a lot of people are just, they consider themselves just regular people. They know they're just humans, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of motherfuckers literally still consider, even though you would think that we went so far in society, people wouldn't consider themselves a superior race, they still consider themselves a superior race. They just don't say it out loud because it goes without being said. By the way they're treated, by the way they're looked at, by the way you're looked at. You know what I mean? My fault I was in the dark, y'all, the whole fucking first 9 minutes of the video and shit, but You know, I'm in the restaurant. I got this big ass pimple on my face. As y'all can see, I got a bust that. But um, we need to. You gotta really watch your back, man. If you're out there watching this video, and if you're Hispanic too, you should watch. You know, I think. But I'm making this video just for black people. I'm not trying to say I don't care about any other race. I'm just making this video specifically between black and white, just based off something I just seen on social media myself. Speaking of being, constantly berated by, these races, like racism in America on social media. The video I just saw, I think it was a Trina video, and also, man, if a motherfucker calls you something like that, bro, if a motherfucker calls you a nigger or a coon, a jigaboo, tells you they'll kill your family, and you up close on them, bro, handle your motherfucking business. Stop letting these people get away with calling you that, because it's gonna start with a name calling, and eventually they're gonna start putting their hands on you, because it's it goes back to the way that they were raised. You can do what you want to do. They can't do what we tell them what the fuck they can do. But you know what I'm saying, the way their parents raised them, you can do what the fuck you want to do. This is your country. Your forefathers fought for this country, quote unquote. Your forefathers built this country, quote unquote. You know what I mean? Not all, but the 90%. You know what I mean? Just be careful out there, man. We're getting into a really bad time. There are over, I think, 70,000 Hebrew women missing in America right now. And by Hebrew, I mean black. What the United States, what the United States purposely causes to trick us, African American. But we're not, because we're not from Africa. We come from Israel. They started taking us from Israel, so we fled into Africa, and they finished kicking us from Africa. They don't put that part out there, but that's how that happened, man. But and I'm talking about Negroes. Hebrews are Negroes. It's not Argentinians, Mexicans, and Native Americans and all that other shit, bro. It's Negroes. Why do you think the Most High say we're hated? And when you go into a group of Hebrews and you say that, oh, y'all are not Hebrews. To be a Hebrew Israelite, whatever you consider a Hebrew, you have to have Negro blood in you. You have to have he even considered a Hebrew. Your father has to be a Negro. There's no way around it. If your mother's a Negro and your mom is, and your dad is white, you're a bastard. Not really. Not on earth. Obviously, you might have a dad. I'm talking about to the Most High, because your father is what the Most High consider an outsider, and your mother's a Hebrew, so she broke the bloodline. She didn't get the royal promise. To get the royal promise that the Most High promised Moses, and to get, that the Most High promised our forefathers, you have to have Negro upon Negro blood. It has to be a Negro upon Negro marriage, and your children have to be Negro, and the Most High blesses you, because it's a beautiful thing. And as you can see, that gets the most hatred and back push in America. Black on black. But it goes back to shit like that though. But I'm gonna make another video after this one, guys. I'm gonna upload this one on the YouTube. My fault, y'all can put it right here, so you can kind of see me a little bit. My fault, y'all can barely see my face, y'all. But I'm gonna make another one, upload it. I'm in here just chilling and relaxing. It's really still early as 7:54 right now. Stupid ass. I just looked at the time. And the time ain't that a bitch? I just looked at it and had to think about it. What the fuck? But anyway, there's that. I'm finna make another video on another topic. I just wanted to make this on that. The next video I'm finna make is finna get into. I'm probably finna get into relationships. And just talk about fellas, what we need to do, what what I'm saying, what's kind of lacking in society, and what society is kind of, because the powers that be, 3% bankers, the control of society, the avenue that obviously Satan's children is trying to take us in, the New World Order, in the way that the Most High actually And it's not, you don't have to just listen to me. You can go look the scriptures. You can go read this. You can go look the stuff up that I'm telling you, of the way we're supposed to be. You know, as far as it comes to relationships and what we're supposed to look for, and you know how we're supposed to keep the bloodline pure. There's nothing wrong with being in love, and I'm not saying there's nothing wrong if you don't, because just because, and this is what I mean about what I just said. If you black right now and you're watching this video, if your baby mom is Hispanic and you have a child with her, just because your son isn't a Hebrew Israelite because the mom is Hispanic, you know, your son is still a Hebrew. He could still receive a white robe, and the Most High could still consider him Hebrew. He's just not going to be royal. He's just not considered royalty the way that a person that has a black mom and a black dad would be. And there's nothing wrong with that. But obviously, what I'm saying is if you not in the spirit and you're not in the light, the Most High isn't with you. What I'm saying right now is gonna piss you off because you see that your son is better, but it's not. That's just the way it naturally is. It's just naturally like that. It's not a bad thing. That's why the Most High said the truth is the light. The truth is gonna hurt. That's why it's gonna be 1/3 people, because most people gonna hear what I just said and get pissed the fuck off, like, oh no, fuck you. Ain't nobody better than my kid. It's not that your kid's not less than nobody. It's to the Most High. And to the Most High's eyes, to Yah Elohim, you know, the one the world tells you to call God, but that's not his name, because he tells us obviously in the fucking scripture not to, forgive me, cussing is not bad. Obviously, people just cussing is just words. That's not actually bad. People just say that's bad. That's not actually bad. Those are just words. That's man. That's man manipulating your mind, trying to. This, you know, it's just like Christianity. It's made up. It's created to keep you in a box that's impossible to be in. So you drive yourself crazy and you stay in doubt, and you never look for the truth. But anyway, like I was saying, fuck, I just kind of got on topic again. Oh, like I was saying, that doesn't mean that my fault. No, it doesn't mean that your child is less than, you know. It just means that they're not, cause they're not they can't be a Hebrew Israelite, so they can't be considered royalty, and they can't lead, but they're still a Hebrew. They're still part of the congregation. They still are part of the covenant. Well, wait a minute, never mind. They're not part of the covenant. Yeah, you're not part of the covenant if you're not a Hebrew Israelite. Damn, man. Okay, but you still considered a Hebrew, and you still can get a white robe, you know. But you are considered well, depending on what you. No, you're not a concubine. You're not a concubine. You're a Hebrew. You're just not a Hebrew Israelite. And although you can't receive a crown, you're still a Hebrew, which is a very beautiful thing. You are the Most High. You're still one of the Most High's children. Bottom line, if your father is black. Now, what I just said, now, if you're 100% black, obviously you're 100% Negro, and I'm not talking about African. I'm talking about Negro. Both your mom and your dad's ancestors came off them slave ships in 1619, or during that time period. You know. So I know everybody's gonna be focused on this damn zit, but please try to listen to what I say. You know, but ain't nothing wrong. It is a big event. I'm finna fucking bust it, but that's all I'm making on this video. Finna upload another one, y'all. I think the 3 or 4 people that's subscribed to my channel, thank you very much. I'm gonna upload more content for y'all.